Recently, I was talking to a very successful businessman out of Europe, and he was sharing with me some frustrations that he was having in his relationship. He had built a very successful business, and about 6 years ago, he started getting into personal development and started wanting to grow and heal certain areas of life and expand his business. And he started going to trainings and seminars, and he said it just started filling his soul. He was kicking some old bad habits through getting more energy and more zest for life by going to these events and meeting some amazing people. But he would go alone. His wife didn't want to go to any of the trainings, and he was sharing with me how frustrated he was because he wants his wife to grow, but it seems like it's pulling them further apart. The fact that he wants to grow and she doesn't want to grow. And so much so that they always get into fights when he's getting ready to go, because these trainings are sometimes in different countries, and how much money he's spending on it. And he's like, but I don't think she understands like how much it's filling my soul and how much it's making me a better human being. And yet she creates a lot of chaos when he does go. And even when he comes back, there's all this tension and arguments that happen. And it just reminded me that for many years, we have been in different businesses. And can what actually happens if one partner wants to grow and the other doesn't? Can partners actually grow apart? And if so, and if that's happening, how can you turn that around? And sometimes we found that, as a matter of fact, we see that in personal development. Sometimes when people start going to events, some actually want to go to the events and the other partner doesn't. And or maybe someone starts listening to audios or reading certain books, or maybe they start going to live events and the other stays home and basically just goes through the same routine. And what happens when one person is filling their mind and their heart and their spirit with information of, just saying, growing in different areas of life, they start having different thoughts. And with different thoughts, you also start to have different conversations. And in our experience, when one partner changes, then the other one starts to feel left behind and even starts to feel judged. Like, why aren't you growing with me? There's something wrong with you. And whether that's actually verbalized, this is what our experience has been in working with couples for so many years, especially being in network marketing. Has anybody ever been in network marketing or have done network marketing? We did it at the highest level for 15 years. And we saw this dynamic happen a lot when you bring in a new family, a new couple, and one partner is the only one that's engaged in the business. Not that both partners have to be, but we started noticing the dynamic of the partner that was not engaged in the business. They didn't want to go to the trainings. They didn't want to build the business. And it created a lot of tension and a lot of chaos, so much so that sometimes we saw separation and we saw divorces happen because one partner views the other as, why are you, this business or your personal development is taking time away from me. It's taking time away from the family, which is basically saying they're taking love away. They're taking our quality time away. And you can see both perspectives there. And then you might ask, well, then why doesn't the other person want to grow? Well, everybody's on their own path in life, and not both partners. I'm very fortunate that when I started personal development back in 2001, that I remember listening to some Tony Robbins CDs. It was called Get the Edge, 7 Days to Change Your Life. And the first CD that I listened to, I felt like I had a coach. I was always a sports player, and I always loved having great coaches. And I heard the coach was just telling me and giving me direction and giving me the plays. And all I had to do was go and execute it. So when I came home that first day, after listening to that first CD, this is back in the Walkman days, I remember Yvette, I told her, she says, there's something different about you. You're walking differently. Your shoulders are a little different. I'm listening to this guy, Tony Robbins. This CD is amazing. And she immediately says, oh, no. You're not leaving me behind. When you listen to a CD, you give me that CD because I need to listen to it because we need to be on the same page. And so we've constantly, I'm so blessed and fortunate that we've constantly grown together, which has kept us having just incredible conversations and being able to be on the same page. But not all relationships are like that. So what's the solution? Is there a solution if one person wants to grow and one person doesn't want to grow? And in our experience is that the person who's open and wanting to grow, that they need to understand that their partner, they can't force their partner to do something. They can't tell them to do something that they don't want to do. Because in life, we know that we're either growing or we're dying. And we all have different interests and different likes. And so really what we're looking for is not necessarily change, but we're looking for progress. And what your partner needs more than anything is they need your certainty. And your certainty that you are going to these trainings, you are going to personal development, you are reading these books, listening to these audios, so that you can be a better husband, so that you can be a better father for your kingdom. See, sometimes they feel the separation is that you're just doing it for personal self-interest. And that's the message that they're hearing. Because when you're gone, if you don't know how to build that bridge and connect the dots and saying, listen, honey, husband, whoever's the one that's growing, I'm going to this training and I'm investing time and money for us. I'm going to this training so that I can learn to be a better person, so I can learn to be a better father, a better husband, so that I can build our kingdom. This is an investment in our future. I'm listening to these audios. I'm watching these videos for us so that we can have the best future possible. And the more that you can connect the dot, that the reason you're growing is, and again, not forcing them to grow on your path, but letting them know and getting them on the same side, on the same team. That's one strategy. Another one could be also, we all have different interests. And so find the areas of life that you can both grow together. See, some people are more interested in health and wellness and fitness. Others might be in business and making money in entrepreneurship. Others might be interested in technology or space or history. The key here is to find a common ground where both of you can start growing together. And it could be as easy as just reading a book together. Here's a great start, reading the Bible together, growing in your faith and growing closer together, going to maybe trainings together, listening to audios together so that you both grow together. It's a good little bridge where you guys can both engage in that. And then, that's one of the reasons why I think Yvette and I, we've built our brand Warriors and Queens, is because we were growing in so many different areas of life, and we love growing. It's so funny. We love growing in so many areas, in our spirituality, in our health, in our fitness, in our relationships, in our personal growth, in business, in entrepreneurship. And because we love growing in all these different areas, any training, we'd go together and we would grow together. But one of the things that we noticed is the ones that triggered people the most, the ones that created the most pain and suffering, was the area of relationship. And one of the reasons our brand has expanded and is growing so rapidly is because it's basically personal development and teaching great communication and partnership skills and passion skills. And it's all focused on relationships. And so how can your partner say, if you're growing in this area of relationships, how can your partner say, no, I don't want you to grow in that area of relationships. I don't want you to be a better husband. I don't want you to be a better wife. I don't want you to be a better mother or father. Because, right, think about it, we're all changing. Life is changing. We're growing. We're learning new things. We're constantly evolving. And so who you are today may not necessarily be who you are tomorrow. So learning how to communicate is the key, and being a better version of each other so you can have better relationships. And so that could be also a great bridge, is starting to grow in the area of relationships together and then expand from there. And so some may say, well, I don't need to grow in the area of relationships. Our relationship is perfect the way it is. We don't need to learn and grow in any other areas. And one of the things that we truly believe in, that we teach, and why what makes our Warriors and Queens different than a lot of either counseling or other programs, let's just say, that's out there in the relationship space, is that we believe a simple concept. And the simple concept is this: a lot of trainings teach you have to change your partner, or you have to change how you look in order to attract the right man or the right woman. You have to change something about you, or you have to change something in them in order for them to be the best partner. And they teach a lot of tricks and gimmicks and things like that. And that's not our perspective. We truly believe that God made you in the image of God. You are perfect just the way you are. Now, we all have our traumas and our wounds that, you know, we get triggered and we react in certain ways that we can work on ourselves for sure. There's no doubt about that. But the best way to come from building the great, what we call unshakable relationships, is instead of trying to change your partner or change yourself to conform to be somebody you think your partner wants you to be, what if we came from the place of understanding and appreciating the opposite sex, understanding and appreciating our partner? God designed us perfectly, and he designed us differently for a reason. And so many times we see couples that have this adversarial type of relationship. And a lot of it is unconscious because they think their partner should think like them. They think their partner should think or act like them. And so a lot of times women believe men are hairy women who are misbehaving and they should know better. And so now we have this where we're trying to change our partner. And so instead, what if we learned how to appreciate and understand them so that we can communicate with our partner better? And that's really what partnership is all about. A partnership is not all about getting your way all the time and you being the boss and telling your partner what to do, but it's also not being a doormat and just being the pleaser or the yes person. It's about partnership, about learning how to communicate with each other so that you bring out the best. And so can couples survive that one person wants to grow and the other doesn't? Absolutely. I truly believe that they can. But building a bridge and learning how to understand and communicate with your partner is a great first step. So with that, just wanted to drop some of that today. Appreciate you, Vaughn, for jumping in. And we'll see you guys on another live. Make it a great weekend. God bless.